Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jean-Marc Jalbert, the General Manager of the Radisson Blu Philadelphia Warwick, and want to welcome all of you today, this afternoon. We are delighted to have you here today for this special event, and I can tell you that in the past few weeks we have been working very, very hard in regards to the papal visits, and we are really ready for the visit coming up later this month. But without waiting, I'd like to introduce you to our Mayor Michael Nutter. Thank you.
Yeah, I need to travel around with this crew. Oh my goodness. Jean-Marc, thank you so very much. And Ed Gross, our Executive Director of the Greater Philadelphia Hotel Association, could not be more excited than to be here at the Radisson Blu Warwick Hotel on 17th Street. And for all of our partners, looks like Pope Francis is coming to town, huh? Absolutely. Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're just 2 weeks away from Pope Francis's historic visit to the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection, Philadelphia. We're honored, we are excited, and we are prepared. And now that all the details have been made public, it's time for our residents and visitors to make plans to be a part of Philadelphia history. I'm going to give you 5 tips. Now, this is not to be competing with the Letterman top 10 list or even what Colbert may come up with, but we have 5 tips for you for making the most of our city's joyous celebration of Pope Francis. Tip number 1, book a hotel and stay overnight. There are still rooms available, and it's easily the most comfortable and convenient way to experience all of the papal events. Book your stay at visitphilly.com. Tip number 2, come early. On Friday, September 25th, things really start kicking into high gear. And if you get here then, you can enjoy every minute of this once-in-a-lifetime celebration. Tip number 3, make your transportation plans now. Public transportation is best for getting into the city, and all of our ground transportation providers still have availability. I'm talking about Amtrak, SEPTA, New Jersey Transit, and PATCO. For those who decide to drive into the city, which we don't actually recommend too much, you want to get here before 10 p.m. on Friday. That's when the traffic restrictions are in full force. Once you're in town, walking and biking are the best way to go, so lace up those sneakers or whatever you might be wearing. Tip number 4, take advantage of all the free events and activities happening during the Francis Festival. There are a lot of them. The Festival of Families, 2 papal parades, live entertainment, keepsake items, and even a few free exhibits, such as the Museum of the Bible's display at the Convention Center. And of course, the Papal Mass on Sunday afternoon. Do your homework. There are plenty of resources to make planning as easy as possible. On worldmeeting2015.org, the Papal Visit Playbook lays it all out for you. And their Go Philadelphia app gives you the scoop on special events, activities, exhibits taking place throughout the week leading up to the papal visit. phila.gov is a place for information about road closures and secure perimeters. And even more resources, there's the action-packed visitphilly.com/pope and discoverphl.com for information as well. Now I'm going to turn things over to Ed Gross. I saw Julie Coker-Graham over on the side from PHL-CVB as well. Ed Gross is going to come up. He's our Executive Director of the Greater Philadelphia Hotel Association. He's going to talk about hotel offers and incentives. Ed?
All right, thank you, Mayor Nutter. I'd like to reiterate what the mayor said about staying in a hotel. It is by far the most comfortable and convenient way to experience the Francis Festival and Papal Visit. Those staying in Center City will enjoy easy walks to all papal events throughout the Festival Francis, those staying in Center City will enjoy easy walks to all of the papal events throughout the Francis Festival Fairgrounds. And let me be clear, there are still first-class hotel rooms available in Philadelphia, including many that are within the Festival Fairgrounds. And most hotels do not require a minimum night stay. And one that I'm most excited about, an incentive to return to Philadelphia. All visitors checking into a city hotel on Friday or Saturday will receive 2 tickets to the city's newest attraction, the One Liberty Observation Deck, opening in November. Tickets, yes. Tickets will be redeemable from January 1st through March 31st of 2016. I'd like to give a big thanks to Patrick Abisser, the CEO of Montepaz 56, the company behind Liberty One Observation Deck, and my buddy Evan Evans and his entire team at the Observation Deck, and from the folks from Visit Philadelphia for making this great offer happen. In addition, many hotels are adding their own perks for those booking rooms during the weekend. The Hilton Inn at Penn, Greg Stafford, he is including a guest with SEPTA tokens and a Pope Pack containing Philadelphia-inspired snack items to take with them during their pilgrimage to the papal events. The best news is that more papal perks are being announced daily. Time is of the essence, as all you know, so book your hotel room stay today. Or book it this weekend. You'll find plenty of options available online. Now, I'd like to turn it back over to Mayor Nutter for some final remarks.
All right. Ed, thank you very, very much. And to our entire hospitality community, all of our partners, everyone doing their part to make visitors feel welcomed, appreciated, and loved during the papal weekend. That's what we do here in the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. I know I'll be there to experience one of the greatest celebrations in Philadelphia's history. And so I have one question for you. Will you be there?
I'll be there!
Will you be there? Will you be there?
I'll be there!
And one more time. Will you be there?
I'll be there!
All right. I think there are going to be a lot of people there, and I'm going to be there too. Thanks a lot. Okay, because then I got to go see some hotel people.
As you know, it's not my way to raise on parade.
No, not you.
The mere fact of having an event like this just 2 weeks out suggests that somebody along the line miscalculated the demand for hotel rooms. If there are this many hotel rooms this close to the event suggests somebody overestimated, underestimated. What happened?
Well, I don't necessarily know that that's the case. I mean, people make different decisions in a variety of ways. This is an event that continues to grow and build as people get information, figure out their transportation option, what are they going to do once they get here, what's available, what's around. And I think maybe in some instances, some of the potential customers may not have necessarily thought that there would be hotel rooms available here in Philadelphia. We have a pretty significant, sizable hotel community here. So I don't know how people make their decisions about booking hotel rooms. Obviously, we want to make sure that folks have that access, have that opportunity. And when we talk about access, you know, we've discussed SEPTA. Probably no one gets you closer. And in some instances, other than SEPTA, having a hotel room, some of which are actually in or right near the secure perimeter, you might actually be closer than anything else being right on the Francis Festival ground. So I don't know how people book hotel rooms or how they make their decisions. It is what it is, and we just want to make sure that folks have the information they need so they can make even better decisions about their experience a couple weeks from now.
Surprised you at all that there are rooms available this many? A lot of rooms available.
Well, I actually don't know how many there are. You know, we have conventions in this city all the time. This is very, very different than the actual World Meeting of Families Congress. It's not like, you know, the NAACP or any other big event that we have. This is a very different kind of event. The different kind of clientele, people making different decisions. Some people are staying with other people. You don't normally have that at a quote-unquote regular convention. So first time ever, people are going to experience it in a variety of different ways. As I said earlier, it is what it is. We want to make sure we get as much information out in the marketplace as possible. Yes?
Do you think that people planning on camping have just canceled will now turn to hotel rooms?
Some may. Again, a lot of personal decisions that people make in this kind of circumstance and situation. I don't exactly know what folks are going to do. Our job is to make sure that people have as much information as possible, then they can make their best, you know, kind of educated decision in this regard. So, yes, Julia.
Was part of the reason that the campground plan was canceled, though, the
the vast number of hotel rooms that are available, you know?
That I don't know. Wasn't my decision. I wasn't involved in it, and heard about it somewhere in the last day or so. I don't know how many people were actually planning, quote unquote, to camp in the campground areas, but that wasn't over on our side from a decision-making standpoint. That was made by the production company.
Guys, what is the average price of a hotel room for a non-convention weekend in the fall compared to what's being charged now? Well, in some cases, it's actually more affordable now than during a large citywide convention. So it varies on what's going on in the city, but I can assure you the rates that I'm seeing now are very competitive compared to other busy times during the year.
Did you think that you would have this many hotel rooms available 2 weeks out?
Well, we're ready for people. We're planning on a once-in-a-generation event. And we're still seeing bookings. The bookings are coming in. So to answer your question, we really didn't know where we would be because this is a different event. It's not like people bought tickets. It's not like people made reservations. People are just going to show up. So we didn't really know what to expect. However, I will say that we're very excited. We're seeing people book rooms. We're seeing people make their plans. The folks at SEPTA have done a phenomenal job of making the city very accessible. So we're really looking forward to the weekend.
When I add,
sorry.
That's why I was tapping you on the back. No. It's not my microphone. But what I would say is folks are in an even better position to make decisions about what they want to do from a lodging standpoint, given the incredible speed with which, when the additional tickets went online, I think, so I guess there have been 3 rounds of this. One round went, I think I heard, in like 40 seconds. Well, another one went in about 2 minutes, and I can't remember what the third one was. So now, folks know, whoever they are, I have a ticket, which may have been an issue for some people. Now I know that there are hotel rooms. So, I think there are a lot of variables here and a lot of factors that go into how does someone decide for this kind of event, never ever happened in history before, what am I going to do, how am I going to do, oh, I have a ticket. Let me check out the next step, which is, do I want to go for 1 day, 2 days? Now I've got a 2-day opportunity, let me now book a room. So I think you're going to see some late decision-making being made based on this now new opportunity to have a ticket.
Mayor, why do you think there was such a lack of interest in campgrounds?
I have no idea. I have never really been camping before, so I don't. I'm from West Philly. I don't know anything about that. I really don't. Yeah, I know some people who have gone camping before, but I don't have personal experience with that. Yes.
This is a question for you over Ed. Is that 3,000 number accurate? And on top of that, what factor did the early pricing play in maybe keeping people away or people that did book? They thought they were behind demand, and now they're seeing discount.
So for my part of this, I have no idea whether the number is accurate or not. But I would, for my part of this response, I'd go back to the fact that there was such an incredible, we've had a lot of events here in the city of Philadelphia. We've seen all kinds of rock stars, and Made in America was just here, and I don't remember how quickly those tickets went. I think they went pretty quickly as well, but those were paid tickets. This is an event of incredible proportion, incredible significance, and to have that level of speed with which those tickets were grabbed up for folks who want to now participate in this event, I think that step then drives a different level of decision-making with regard to however many rooms there are. I think more and more of those folks are going to try to grab those rooms, and as Ed mentioned, there's some pretty good deals out there right now, and you know that you have a ticket. So, last question? Sorry.
It's a moving target, so it's kind of tough for me. The last I saw, that's give or take where we were. I'm hearing a lot of people telling me that they are getting a lot of reservations.
And then the last part of that, the early pricing seemed, like there would be high demand. Prices
Sure.
were up. My boss was bringing people in. Was that? Do you think that influenced? First of all, the mindset of the managers setting those prices that there was going to be high demand, and then now this response that might scare people away.
It's pretty complex with how they determine rates. Each hotel has what's called a revenue manager who looks at the market and looks at the supply and demand, and they determine the rates by that. So, I really, all I know is that the rooms are moving and that we're really looking forward to the event.
Last question?
Mayor, you were all concerned, the last couple of weekly updates that you've had, there's been a huge push, I'll be there, hey, come out folks, come out. It seems, the tone of it anyway, is that early on there was so much concern put out there, some would say fear out there, that this is going to be a monumental, chaotic event, and that people might have been scared away from coming, and by extension coming and staying in hotels. Do you regret some of the early comments that were made that suggested this thing, you have these concentric circles of a 900-mile walk and all this kind of stuff going on? Do you regret any of that was early?
Well, I think it was unfortunate that there was, periodic misinformation that was put out, and again, you kind of opened that door, so I'm going to walk through it. I think it was also worse that some of that misinformation was reported so regularly and as if it were accurate, as opposed to getting the accurate information from the people who actually have it. So, we give the news, we don't report the news over on, in my world. And so when you have, scenarios being crafted that, you'll recall, there was a report that like all of Center City was going to be inaccessible, completely locked down, and no one could move, 2 inches to the left or right. Obviously that's absurd and nowhere near the truth. So we spent, and the reason, unlike some other places, we had our 8th press conference yesterday and started this conversation in June, was to deal with and try to anticipate those kinds of things. We had a lot of information, complicated, whether security or walking plans or transportation, hotels, advertising, et cetera, et cetera. We knew we needed an early start to deal with issues of if there was misinformation, if there was confusion, we would have enough time, quite frankly, to knock down the incorrect, replace it with the correct, keep repeating that same message. So now, there's a common lexicon about, the different things. I think everybody's got the color scheme right and they know where things are. And so I think we've really tried to, over time, educate the public about a pretty complicated situation, as opposed to, 2 or 3 weeks before the event, and then we're going to have a 9-hour press conference trying to explain a pretty complicated situation. So I think early on there were some challenges about misinformation, miscommunication, and the constant repeating in the news media. Again, to your credit, those of you who, insist on accuracy, you've taken then the right information, gotten that back out in the marketplace. I think we've knocked down almost all confusion or inaccuracy, and now people are just absorbing, hey, there's this big thing that's going on, and there are rooms, and virtually all businesses are going to be open, and we're going to take care of commercial trash, and we're going to deal with deliveries. And I can share with the team here today, just had a meeting this morning with the Secret Service. We'll have some special provisions made available for employees of businesses that are open on Saturday and Sunday who are, have to get through magnetometer areas. So we're constantly doing things. This is an incredibly complicated and large event, which we are very well suited to do, but we wanted to stretch that information stream out over an extended period of time, which is why we started much earlier than any of the other cities that are also participating in the papal visit, because ours is the biggest, it's the most complicated, it will have the most people, and I think the marketplace has absorbed all of that. Every piece of information we have virtually is out, and we're helping people to make better decisions about their experience with this event. And so after ticketing, we want to make sure that they know that they can stay somewhere as well. So I got to go out and hand out some buttons and see some other hotels. I love this hotel, but we have a few hotels in this city, and I got to spread the love around with everyone else. Hey Garth, how you doing? Thank you so much.